Hi guys! Welcome back to Respect is Growing. Once again, my name is Vanessa if you've been here before, and if you're new, welcome. My channel is about a few different things, but today I wanted to share with you my hobby, which is crochet. As you can see, this is a work in progress. I can show you actually on the screen sort of my inspiration for this. I really loved the deep emerald tone of this cotton that I have here, and you know, it's just something to do, especially now being a stay-at-home mom. I need something that sort of helps me take my mind away from being with the baby all day. Also, it's a nice creative outlet for me, and I thought somebody else might be interested in that. This video especially is going to show you how to become a crocheter with some initial steps, everything that you need to know to begin. And I will also show you some completed projects that I have been working on in the past. Also, some projects in progress, which are close to be done or a long way. In this case, it's a long way from being done. This will eventually be a sleeve. What you're looking at right now is a set of hooks. Now, to my knowledge, these are specific to crochet. If they aren't, anyone in the comments can let me know. But as you can see, small to large. The basic that you need to understand is the smaller the crochet, the tighter the look. The larger the crochet, the looser the product. I will be using, for the sample I'm doing today with you, a number 4 hook if you're going to follow along with me. But you don't have to use exactly what I'm doing, because what I'm showing you is the extreme beginning of any project you can do in crochet. So I have red here just for demonstration purposes. It shows the best. But see how you have your tail at the very end. You're going to take that, wrap it around your finger. Doesn't have to be your index, it's just that's my natural. You see me, I'm twisting, bringing that down, and I'm pulling the bottom through, and that's how you get a loop. From there, I'm slipping the hook and I'm tightening. You want this to be tight. And now what we're going to do is chain. Now, just so you're aware, any pattern you might follow, or if you're like me and you like to just do everything kind of that comes to your mind, you can chain for as long as you want. The amount of chain you make either indicates the width of your project or the length of your project. You want to ensure that you keep a count of everything that you chain. Let's say you're doing a scarf as an example. You want to make sure that scarf is the same length and width the entire way. You don't want to have something that's wavering and not crisp. So that's where your count comes in. So now we're going to start to chain, as I said. So you're going to take this piece, wrap it over your hook. Now when you begin, it's always a little difficult, but then you're going to feed that through and you've just done a chain. So let me do that again. This piece, yarn over. That's what that term is called. If you look at any pattern, that's what they're going to indicate. Feed through, and that's a chain. So I've done 1, 2 chains already. So 1, 2, that's how many chains I've done. Once more, because I know I always like thoroughness when I'm learning something. Yarn over, feed through. Now that's 3. I'm going to go ahead and do 10 for this example, but as I said earlier, this can be as little or as long as you like. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, as you can see, I've ended up with 10 chains. And it's a chain because they're connected. This is a chain because you've now done 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10, and they're all connected. Now your next question to me is, okay, that's great. What do I do with this? Well, this is your basis for anything. So if you're going to do a triple crochet stitch, or you're going to do a double, or today we're going to do a single. That's the easiest stitch you can learn and practice with. So you've done 10. We're going to add one more. So that's making this 11. And now you do this because I'm wanting to do a single crochet stitch. If I wanted to do a double, I'd add 2 stitches. If I was doing a triple stitch, then I would add 3. It's just as simple as that. So because I want to do a single and I've added the 1, so now we have 11 chains. You're going to take your work and sort of you're going to make it face you now. What's interesting about crochet is you're going to skip the last chain you did and you're going to move 1 in. We're going to skip the 11th chain you've just done and feed the hook through the 10th. So now this is what you have. You take this, you're going to yarn over once again, feed the crochet cotton through. So now you have 2 separate things, 2 separate crochet lines. You're going to yarn over once more and then feed that through. That, what you see right now, is a single crochet. The next, I'll do it once more just because I know things get a little complicated. So now we're going to take the hook, feed through the chain, yarn over, feed through, yarn over once more, and you've just completed a second crochet, single crochet stitch. Now you would just simply continue that until you're at the end where you've knotted. This is your completed 10 stitch row. Now when I was referring to keeping your stitch count in your head, so we stitched 11, we skipped 1, we had 10. So I'm going to count with you right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now if I continue this, it will be completely square. Now your second question to me will be, okay, that's great. I've done a chain. I have a row of single crochets. What do I do next? So you're at your end. You've met your knot. You're going to do one more single crochet. You will be yarning over, slipping your hook through. Now, this is where you want to turn your work. So you literally turn your work. So once again, like we did over here, we need to skip 1. So skip, feed your hook through, skip 1, you feed your hook through. The next stitch, you're going to bring that cotton through with the hook, yarn over, and once again feed through. Now I'll do that once more and then I'll show you, you can see the difference. Feed the hook through, yarn over, bring that through the stitch. Then you have your 2 again, yarn over once more, feed all that through. Now you're going to see a difference in height between the 2 layers. So you have your first row here, and then you have the beginning of your second row. And as you can see, the important thing to see here is that there's 1, 2. Because with crochet, no matter what project you're doing, you're always building on the previous line. Once you have a second complete row, once again we're going to yarn over, feed through, and this, just so you know, if I was doing a double stitch, I would yarn over again and feed through again. So this is whatever height stitch you're using. Since I'm doing one though, I will pull that out. And yeah, I'll take this in time to let you know, you're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are perfectly fine and acceptable. In fact, my husband can definitely attest to several mistakes I've made. And if you do make a mistake, you just simply pull out your work and you restart. Yes, you've lost some time, but in the end, if it's not what you like in the moment that you've done the stitch, you're never gonna like it. So now that we've done the one, yarn over and stitch, we're gonna again flip our work. You do that every single row. Skip one, go into the next. Feed through, yarn over, and you start all over again. Each row you complete, you definitely make a count. I did, I just didn't count it with you guys, but I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is perhaps something that you can skip, although you may pay for it in the end because you will not perhaps have a straight project. Now, let's say I was done. I've, imagine 10 rows of this and I was finished. If you are done, you're gonna tighten this up again with your hook inside. You're gonna snip the crochet cotton at some point. I'm not going to because I want to keep this for another project. But let's pretend I snipped that off just with some scissors. You're gonna yarn over what you have left and then you feed it through. You would have a loose tail to feed through to the end, and then you make a knot. That's how you finish every crochet project. Now that you've seen and I've demonstrated how to do a basic single crochet, I would like to show you some inspiration projects that are either complete or in progress to show you where this could all take you. So once you master this and perhaps the single or triple, which are very similar to this is a foundation for everything, then the world is your oyster, as they say, and anything is possible. What we have here, I made this for Liam's nursery actually, as you can see by the L. And if we zoom in to this area, this yellow in particular, even the white that you see here, is an example of a triple stitch. And once you know this more and more and practice it, you will actually be able to see 1, 2, 3, hence the name triple. This one right here is an example of a double. And again, you can, once you have a keen eye, 1, 2. It's really that simple. This color, which is a gray sort of mixture of white and there's a little bit of black in there as well, is a triple stitch as well, but the difference being that it's a slightly different cotton. So that's another reason I wanted to show you this as well, because this is slightly more fluffy. I'm not sure of the technical term, but that's the term I use. And therefore it's just a little bit more soft in its appearance. Once you know these individual stitches, of course there's a magazine full of options to you. I myself don't know everything. My mom, as an example, has probably been crocheting for about 40 years and she obviously knows a lot more than me. But once you know these, you can sort of play around with your stitches and then make whatever sort of pattern you would like, or you can combine the two as I've done here. So there's a lot of creative license when it comes to crocheting. The second item I'm going to walk you through in terms of stitch types is an unfinished one, and it's a purse. It will be a purse, I should say. Now you might be able to notice that this has a V shape to it, and this is referred to a chevron stitch. And I myself learned this perhaps about 6 months ago. I really love it. I like the dynamic shape that it makes. This is also not only a chevron stitch, but it also is a combination of single and double crochet stitches. The way you can tell is I have made this pattern myself. I am an avid crocheter who does not use patterns. If you are inclined to use them, that's perfect. It's just not my style. It has 7 rows of single and 1 row of double, and then I repeated that throughout this whole width. And as I said, this will be a purse, so I've gone ahead and I've done, to be honest, most of it, but this is what it would be like on the inside. I've gone ahead and added a pocket as well. As you can see, I decided to use a double crochet for the pocket just because I wanted to. And what's also fun is because this is, as I mentioned, the chevron stitch, when I joined all the pieces, it made this wave at the bottom. So as you can see, 2 front and back panels, the base, and this is the side. So at some point I just need to join all this together. That's going to be the sides for both. And then eventually, yeah, it's just going to be adding a handle for here. I'm debating whether I will make this a crossbody purse or something with just a smaller one. Eventually I'll decide. So this you saw from the beginning of the video. I'm in progress, very much in progress with this one. This is the beginning of a sleeve for the sweater I'm making, and it simply is single crochets, which I will be showing you later in this video. It's one of the most simple crochet stitches that you can learn, and it's excellent for beginners. Now I'll just show you quickly because it looks very two-dimensional right now, but it'll be amazing when you see it in a 3D form. Have it. As you can see, I still have some room to go, and this is where we're at the moment with this. This beautiful blanket was made by my talented mom, especially for Liam. When we told her we were expecting, she started right away, because these especially, I will show you the size. These especially take a lot of time, and that's a lot of patience at the same time too. So it's truly a gift of love, and we use these to this day with Liam because crochet, if you're not aware, is extremely warm and it's nice and comfy, especially for a baby. I asked my mom, she told me this is the shell stitch and a double crochet. I myself don't know the shell stitch, but it's really beautiful as a result. Not to be outdone, she made this as well as a smaller blanket. As you can see, much smaller than the previous one. And there's a nice little surprise to go along with this one because she made it with a teddy bear. So the white portion that you're seeing is a treble crochet stitch. Once again, I'm not sure how to do that, but it's beautiful as a result. And then the teddy bear portion is double crochet in a circular pattern for both the feet and the body along with the head, and I believe just some straight stitching along for the arms. Thank you so much for taking the time to make these, Mom. They really are beautiful, and I love being able to use them on our son. Just something from Grandma. Even when you're not able to be here, it's just a piece of you. This is our son's nursery. The loose theme for that was clouds, something I kind of stumbled upon on Etsy and I liked. And to go along with that, I wanted a cloud rug, but rugs are expensive. I don't know if any of you have priced rugs out lately, but I took it upon myself because I had the time and I was, just waiting for the baby to come along, to crochet a rug, which was later added with a layer of fabric and then some adhesive just for safety, and all sewn together in the end. One excellent thing about crochet is once you get proficient with it, or even if you're just intermediate like I would call myself, it's a great way to make gifts for people. And that's exactly what I did this past Christmas for my brother's girlfriend, Julie. I decided to make a purse for her. I, once again, did not make a pattern or follow a pattern for this. I truly, when it comes to this, I just like to wing it. What you see here is the result of my imagination. The end product you see here is a combination of chevron stitches as well as double crochet stitches. If anyone is actually interested, I can certainly make a separate video on the process of making that purse. I would like to once again recommend my husband's YouTube channel. It's called Cooking with Ronald, yet is about many things. We do DIY projects around our home and anything that Ronald might be interested in tackling. We often take the camera out and see what we can get. His information will be right here for your reference, and we would love to see you on that side. I often appear on his channel as well, just so you know. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I do hope you sincerely learned something and perhaps are willing to take on the process of learning a new creative task. Like I said, anything is really possible with crochet. I found interesting about it, and that's why I personally wanted to learn. I grew up watching my mom crochet, and at first that was fine. I wasn't interested, and then somehow one day I just thought, you know what, I want to know this. So I thought someone else might feel that way as well. If you have any questions for me, please leave them down below in the comments. I will address anything I can. The internet is also an excellent source for learning new stitches. I know I myself turn to that often just to see what else I can make. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would love to have you join me here on this channel on a regular basis. I post a new video every Sunday, and it's about something that sparked my interest that week in the stay-at-home mom life. So I look forward to seeing you next time.